Biofuel groups have filed a motion to intervene in a federal lawsuit seeking to vacate EPA's Renewable Fuel Standard rule. President and CEO of the Renewable Fuels Association, Geoff Cooper, joins us now for more on this. Thank you so much for being here, Geoff. You know, the suit was brought against the agency by the Center of Biological Diversity. Can you give us a little background on the situation?
Sure, happy to, Suzanne, and thanks for having me this morning. The Center for Biological Diversity sued EPA recently, and really they're just trying to derail implementation of the Renewable Fuel Standard. Their goal has always been to shut down the ethanol industry, to shut down production agriculture, and so this is just one more tact by that organization to try and do that. They're arguing that EPA failed to assess the impacts of the Renewable Fuel Standard on endangered species. And that's a ridiculous argument. EPA every year, complies with the Endangered Species Act and assesses the potential impacts of the RFS on endangered species, and they found no evidence of any impact, any negative impact on endangered species. So this is just another frivolous lawsuit by a group that has a long history of using the Endangered Species Act as a weapon against agriculture. And so we're stepping into this fight to defend EPA's actions on the RFS and ensure that those biofuel volume requirements remain strong.
How long do you see this lawsuit and this process going on? What's the next steps as far as your involvement and shutting this down?
Yeah, so the D.C. Circuit Court will put out a schedule soon for briefings and oral arguments in this case, and we'll go from there. And it's not unusual for these sorts of cases to take 9 months or a year to play out. And we also know there's been a big backlog of cases at the D.C. Circuit Court. We have some other cases there that have continually been delayed. So, we're probably at least a year away from having any sort of decision out of the D.C. Circuit on this case. And again, we're hopeful that they can put an end to this thing pretty quickly. This is nothing new from this group. And they have a long history of suing the U.S. government over Endangered Species Act issues. And so the D.C. Circuit Court is certainly familiar with the games that this organization plays with the ESA.
Well, we'll be following the story. Thank you so much for your insight on this. President and CEO of the Renewable Fuels Association, Geoff Cooper, appreciate you joining us.